welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about a question that I got on my Instagram. I have thrown it out there before. I love to do a segment I call Dear Abby, where I just say, ask me anything. And one of those questions that I got, well, I shouldn't say one of them, a lot of them were something like this. They were asking, Abby, how am I supposed to be happy when everything goes wrong for me? How am I supposed to be happy when I'm sad? How am I supposed to be happy when, bad things happen to me or my life isn't where it's supposed to be? I think so many women wonder this question and suffer in silence. And so today I wanted to share with you 3 tips on how I have overcome that feeling of desperation and sadness when everything goes wrong in your life, and how to be happy when you are sad, or honestly when everything is going wrong. So let's dive into these tips today. If you're new to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. My name is Abby J, and I am a life coach and a young woman focused on helping women increase the joy and happiness in their life. So this is a perfect topic to start us off on, and let's get going. So my first tip for you, for people wondering how to be happy when everything is going wrong and looking for some happiness tips, is to focus on the good. Yes, don't exit out of this video yet. I know that's not what you want to hear. I don't even want to give that tip because it can come off really fake and it can come off really like a band-aid answer. But hear me out. When it comes to this experience we call life, and for women looking to really elevate their life, to break free of the average and to experience a lot of joy and happiness, you've got to understand this fundamental truth that there always is going to be something that's wrong in your life. And I hate to be the one to break that to you, but I will, because it's like my duty. But that's the reality of it, is that there's always going to be something that you aren't happy with, big or small. Some of our life's challenges, we think, wow, how come I ever worried about anything else before this happened to me? And some of them are just roadblocks that, man, as they come at us, they hurt and they suck and they disrupt our happiness. So knowing that that's always going to be present, it always is, you still can experience so much joy and happiness and lessen the sadness and the blow and the pain associated with, whatever's happening in your life that's not good, by focusing on the good, by focusing on the things that you love. Because I believe I've yet to meet the first person that everything in their life is just a disaster. There is always something good to focus on. There's a way to frame our problems so that it lessens the blow of the devastation. And why we want to do this is for ourselves. It's for no other reason. It's not to put up a facade to everybody else that you are fine and that this problem isn't affecting you. No, absolutely not. It's fine to be honest and say that this sucks and I really wish it didn't happen and I wish this wasn't my problem and I don't want it and I don't want to deal with it, and it makes me so mad, upset, angry, depressed, sad. Throw out your word, but this is for you. This tip is for you to realize that your life still has joy, still has purpose, it still has happiness in it when you focus on the good. Now, my second tip for you is so important, and that is to release control. Now, I actually have a book. It's called What Isn't Wrong With Me, and I spend a whole chapter talking all about how we as women want to control the world. And we definitely can, but we would lose our sanity in the process. But I see far too many women who fall into the trap of feeling like they can control everything and blaming themselves for when things go wrong or when things go poorly. And so this tip is all about recognizing that for probably 90% of the things in your life that are going wrong, or disaster strikes, it's not your fault. And it might not even be your responsibility to fix it at this point. And there's problems, don't get me wrong, there's problems that we had a part in, we definitely can do something about it, regardless of how painful it is. And if it's one of those problems that you're facing, go to it, get it done, put your shoulder to the wheel and do everything it takes to get yourself out of that situation. But for the majority of us, the problems or the pain that we're facing, we've already dealt with our side of it and the things that we could control about it. And now you're more than likely dealing with the pain and sadness of things that are out of your control. So many people drag out their sorrow and deny themselves happiness because they're on this guilt trip of their problems. They're worried that, if disaster struck, or maybe if your health's been impaired, they just go on this what if train and they think, well, maybe if I did this different, or if maybe I wouldn't have done this, or maybe if I'd said this or saved this or done this. And it's just not healthy and it's not good, and it does not increase your happiness and joy. And I know that this can be incredibly hard, but you have to look at your problems and be able to release that control. And I think that plays beautifully into my third tip, which is to, go for it. And with that tip, I mean to go forward with action, to go forward with your life. So many people, when everything goes wrong and they're struggling to even be happy, they're also struggling to keep up with the daily tasks that used to be really normal to them and used to bring them a lot of joy. And so my challenge for you in this third tip is to keep going, to not give up on those little things that really made you happy and successful, or that, increase your joy in any way. Because I have found, for me and for the women that I coach, that when disaster strikes, when everything is going wrong for us, we want to curl up in a ball on our beds and never come out again. And maybe we do that for an hour, but I am telling you as your life coach that you can't keep up those behaviors. You can't just pretend that life doesn't go on, and you can't be stuck in this problem. And I get, like I mentioned with my struggles that happened in 2016 and 17, they really didn't get solved. I have to be 100% honest. They're still present in my life, and there's still things that every now and then I just sob on my pillow about. But I'm working on them and I'm doing my part. I've let go of the things that I can't control, and I'm moving forward with my life. And there's actually been a point in those problems specifically where I said, you know what? I can't worry about this anymore, and I cannot let it steal from my joy 1 second longer. And so if that takes me maybe cutting out these people, or cutting out the situation, or honestly never bringing it up again, so be it. I am moving on with my life. And this tip is so powerful, and you will find that the first step is the hardest. But take that action. Do not give up on those daily practices that bring you a lot of joy, even if you feel like you're going through the motions. One of the secrets of how to be happy when everything is going wrong is to keep going and to keep moving forward, and to, work on yourself, work on your problems, work on your family, and focus on that good. This step encompasses the other two. You're focusing on the good, you're releasing control of the things that you don't have control of, and you're working on the things that you do, and you're working on yourself. Okay, my last tip for you is to rely on the knowledge that God is good. And I heard this quote the other day, and it brought me to tears, and it was such a reminder to me of what I was doing in my life, and it was the reminder I needed, and I hope it's the reminder you need. But it was this quote. It said, "Every happiness in life is on the path." Now, to me, when I heard that, it was just a reminder that the path of life is hard. The path of life is not where we thought it was. The path of life is, tricky and tiring, and, it seems to stretch on and on. But all of the happiness and joy and peace and love, everything that you want is on that path. And so it's okay if things aren't going right for you right now. And it's okay if maybe you aren't where you want to be right now and you're struggling to be happy and you're looking for some happiness tips. That's okay, because you are on the path and you are trying to live a life full of purpose and love. You are trying to experience joy, and that happiness is on the path. And sometimes bad things happen, but that doesn't mean that we give up on ourselves, we give up on the plan, we give up on God, because joy is out there, and it's just mingled with a little bit of pain, and it's mingled with a little bit of crap, this didn't go right, and dang it, I wish this was different in my life, or man, how am I gonna get over this trial? But every joy and happiness is on the path, and I want to promise you that good things are ahead of you. And so I hope that you can use these happiness tips to help you for when you are, sad, for when that things aren't going your way, that you can realize that there is happiness, there is joy on the other side of these struggles. And even through these struggles right now, you can choose happiness and you can work on reclaiming that joy. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video with me. I'm just remembering that I did a video on how to find happiness within yourself, and I think I have some of these same tips, but I also have some additional ones. So I'll be sure to put that above and also link that down below for you. So I really hope that you feel my sincerity and my love, because I truly know that great things are ahead of you. I'm so grateful you'd watch this video with me, and I hope to see you on my channel, because my goal and my mission in life is to help women experience more joy and happiness in building a life that they love. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. So Abby J out.